Hello, boys and girls. Welcome to Storytime with GrannMaPat. And today we're going to start our big book series. And our first story is going to be The Rainbow Fish, and it's written by Marcus Pfister. A long way out in the deep blue sea, there lived a fish. Not just an ordinary fish, but the most beautiful fish in the entire ocean. And his scales were every shade of blue and green and purple, with sparkling silver scales among them. Just take a look at that beautiful fish. You see how his scales are shining and glowing and shimmering? The other fish were amazed at the beauty of the rainbow fish, and they're the ones that called him the rainbow fish. And they said, "Come on, rainbow fish, come and play with us." But the rainbow fish was proud and silent, and he would just swim by, and he wouldn't say a word to the other fish. And one day, a little blue fish followed after him. "Rainbow fish," he called, "wait for me. Please give me one of those your shiny scales. They are so wonderful, and you have so many of them. You can share them." "You want me to give you one of my special scales? Who do you think you are?" cried the rainbow fish. "Get away from me." And shocked, the little blue fish, he swam away. And he was so upset he told all of his friends what had happened. And from then on, no one wanted to have anything to do with the rainbow fish. And when he would swim by, they would turn their heads and not even look at him. He looks a little bit sad to me. What good was it to have these beautiful, shimmering scales when there was no one to admire them and talk about how beautiful they are? And now he was the loneliest fish in the entire ocean. And one day he poured out his troubles to the starfish. And here's our starfish. He said, "Why doesn't anybody like me?" And the starfish said, "Well, I can't answer that for you. But if you go beyond the coral reef to the deep cave, you may find an answer from the wise octopus. Maybe he can help you." And the rainbow fish, he found the cave, and it was very dark inside. But he couldn't see anything at all. And then suddenly, two eyes caught him in their glare, and the octopus emerged from the darkness. You see those two eyes? And that huge octopus glaring at the rainbow fish. "I've been waiting for you," said the octopus in a deep voice. "The waves told me you were coming. This is my advice. Give a glittering scale to each of the other fish. You will no longer be the most beautiful fish in the sea, but you will discover how happy you will be." And quickly the rainbow fish said, "I can't." And before he could get the words out, the octopus had disappeared. "Give away my scales? My beautiful shining scales? Never! How could I ever be happy without them?" That's what the rainbow fish is thinking out loud to himself. And suddenly he felt a light touch on a fin, and the little blue fish was back. "Rainbow fish, Please don't be angry. I just want one little scale." And the rainbow fish, he wavered for just a second. Only one very small, shimmery scale? He thought. Well, maybe I wouldn't miss just one. And carefully, the rainbow fish pulled out the smallest scale and gave it to the little fish. Thank you very much," the little fish babbled playfully as he tucked the shiny scale in among his blue scales. A rather peculiar feeling came over the rainbow fish. He was feeling like he had never felt before, and for a long time he watched the little blue fish swim back and forth with his new scale glittering in the water. The little blue fish whizzed through the ocean with his scales flashing. So it didn't take long before the rainbow fish was surrounded by all the other fish, and everyone wanted a glittering scale. The rainbow fish shared his scales left and right. And the more he gave away, the more delighted he became. That means he became really happy. And when the water around him filled with glimmering scales, he at last felt at home among his friends, the other fish. Finally, the rainbow fish had only one shining scale left. His most prized possessions had been given away. Yet he was very happy. "Come on, rainbow fish," they called. "Come and play with us." "Here I come," said the rainbow fish, and happily he splashed and he swam off to join his friends. And here he is swimming off to join his friends. And that's the end of our story for today, boys and girls. But you know, it's really a story about sharing. And when you share something that you have with someone else, it makes them happy. And when they're happy, it makes you happy too. So you think about that. It makes us feel good when we do something nice or we share something with our friends. So see you tomorrow night, boys and girls. Have a good evening.